What is it that you want to see Wings accomplish? Who do you want to see Wings help? Is there a specific population? What is it that you believe for Wings? So we're not prescribing anything for you. This is your group, and that's what this time is about over the next couple of months, is making sure we're doing some work, but we're creating a bigger framework that will guide the work beyond this project period. So I don't want to be the only person talking. I've just laid out what we're going to be doing for the next 30 minutes or so. But if someone would like to come write, feel free. What we'll do is write out some concepts of vision statements and missions, not statements, I'm sorry, concepts. We're just thinking of elements. When we create the overall vision statement, what are some of the key elements that we want to make sure are in these statements? That's what we'll be doing on the whiteboard. We'll do the vision on one side, the mission on the other side, and then we'll have to report out. So we do want to make sure one of you, not me, is our spokesperson for the group, so that when we go back to the large group, one of you will have an opportunity to report out the top 2 or 3 things we talk about. We'll write on this flip chart paper for reporting out purposes. So anybody like to write? Okay. We've got a bunch of colors for you to pick from.
Vision?
Yes. The first thing we're thinking about is vision. When you heard about Florida Wings, what is it that you believe is the purpose of Florida Wings? When you tell people you're associated with Florida Wings, what do you want that to sound like, feel like, look like?
Collaboration to bring all the stakeholders together.
Collaboration.
Or opening the lines of communication so that there's, things aren't happening in silos.
I have a question about this camera.
So do I.
None of the other sessions are being recorded, so I'm wondering who's recording.
This is a public event. I'm recording it.
I'm not sure it is a public event.
It is. It's
Has the public been invited?
it is with the Office of Public and Private Guardians. I recorded that also. I'm Doug Franks with AAA PG. And do we have anything that we are fearful of people knowing here, or is this something we want the entire
We got
state
lots
of
of
Florida to know
sessions.
about?
Well, there are lots of sessions going on, so
Yeah. Well, I'm only
Why-
in this one right now, and I'll be in several more, but I'm thinking this should not be anything that we're, it's transparency. So we kind of base everything on that we, because we're Americans.
And what office are you with?
Oh, I'll tell you what office I'm with. I'm with Ernestine Frank's office, a lady that died in an abusive probate guardianship in Pensacola, Florida. And I'm with AAA PG, Americans Against Abusive Probate Guardianships. And we are responsible for a new federal law that's been put in place. Too little, too late. The states waited, and now
I'm not
we
sure.
have a new law. Well, I would, if there's a lot of people that don't want to be, well, anyway. Again, transparency.
Let me ask this, I'm not
I think we
transparent.
should have been told. I think the polite thing would have been to let us know that the sessions were recorded rather than just pop up with something. I just think it's a little bit disrespectful from my perspective.
Well,
Were you aware of it,
Yeah,
you know,
Anthony?
no, I mean, it's his personal camera. You know, I think we should all embrace transparency. I would just be a little concerned that it would hinder the brainstorming. That's, you know, I welcome transparency, but I would just worry that it would hinder the brainstorming going on. You know, if someone's reluctant to say something, an idea, that, you know, that might not be in the, you know, best interest, but, you know,
Well,
who am I?
you know, again, everyone, I think the key is that we all feel comfortable. We all can say what we need to say. And if it's good or bad, pro or con, you know, we all have something to speak about.
But here's the issue, so what use might be made of that tape, and how do we know?
For the public to see what Wings is doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's
let me
Maybe
finish for a second. Do we know whether it will be edited, will it be put on the website?
It'll be put on
Will-
YouTube, won't be edited.
And who controls the tape from this point forward?
I will control it, I'll put it on YouTube.
All right, well, I have a
There'll be
question.
no
I have a
editing.
question. So, you're working, this tape you're making, I understand that. Are you making this in your official capacity or in your personal capacity?
I'm making it as a US citizen and a Florida and Georgia citizen, you know, that's what I'm making it as a person that just simply thinks that this is important enough. I mean, there's a federal law, you guys, that have been passed now, not just states, but the federal government has gotten involved. But this is real important. Think about George Wallace and how he stood like this and he didn't let people in. You know, this is why the federal government's had to get involved with this. And that's something I keep thinking about, Wallace. The federal government had to get involved because the states just would not do what was right.
So, it would be fair for me to, based upon your answer, that you're doing this in your personal capacity, not your official capacity.
I'm doing it both, I would say. I'm doing it because I'm part of an organization that is trying to stop abuses that occur in the courts and to individuals.
With all due respect, I don't think we're gonna get resolution on this, and we're taking time away from, yeah.
It's really up to OSCA because it's their, they've organized us and the other programs, I mean, the other offices, I mean, the other rooms don't have a camera, so it's not that fair. Plus, I wish I had consented ahead of time. I think that.
Me
that
too.
was-
Well, Office of Public and Private Guardians, their sessions were recorded. They are on YouTube today, and they have a lot of hits. People get to see what went on, what happened, what people said, what concerns they had. It was pretty
Mr.
cool.
Franks, at this point, given where we are and given the discomfort with people being recorded without consent, I'm gonna ask that you not record.
Okay.
While this is a court community partnership and does involve members of the general public, this is a brainstorming session for the purpose of strategic plan, so it's not the typical events and forums that we would put on as once we are up and running, once we have, educational programs. This isn't the typical educational event, this is a brainstorming event to get something off the ground. So it's a slightly different dynamic than a general meeting.
I disagree with you, but I will cut it off.
I appreciate